Welcome to Mystic Dragonfly Garden. We are back at Ace Hardware and let's see what is new this week. So in annuals, they got in some snowdrift euphorbia. This is a really fun plant to mix in with any combination because it gives a light, whimsical, airy flower to the arrangement. They might have had this verbena before, but I don't know that it was in bloom. But it's a compact, deep pink. What a gorgeous color that would be. And that would be really fun if you liked pink and white to mix those two together. They got in some fuchsia, so they have purple. And they also have the fuchsia in the white. So fuchsia is a full sun plant and it gets 8 to 12 inches tall, 8 to 12 inches wide, 10 to 14 inches tall. So a shorter plant with a little petite flower. Here's some really pretty pink and white swirled petunias. These are Petunia Surfina Heartbeat Improved. I'm seeing a pink theme today with these petunias and the verbena and the euphorbia. Wouldn't that be really pretty? Now here we have a variety of hostas. They still have quite a few Fire Island hostas. I'm going to gobble those up if they don't disappear soon. That is a wonderful hosta. And then they have a variety over here. They have in City Lights, which is 27 inches high, 36 to 48 inches wide. So that is a pretty big hosta. They have in Halcyon. I'll say that. I don't know how that's how you pronounce it or not, but this one is another pretty big one, 28 to 36 inches wide, 18 to 22 inches tall, with more of a bluish green leaf. And then back here, that is a mystery hosta. That might be the same one. Yeah. And here is Drinking Gourd. Now this does get to be a pretty big hosta. It is 24 inches wide, 24 inches high. Oh, that's not as big as I thought it would be. There's Drinking Gourd. So they have a really nice selection. $10.99 for a hosta. That is an amazing price. The Fire Islands are only $9.99. And then over here they have this hosta wide brim, which is dark and light green variegated. Hosta wide brim. And 18 inches high, 36 inches wide. And stained glass. I have this one in my garden. It is 24 inches high, 30 inches wide. So that one's stained glass. You can see it's got the lighter green in the middle, darker green on the outside, whereas this wide brim is the opposite, the darker green on the inside and lighter green on the outside. And then back here we have got Hosta Fantabulous, and it has more of a white brim. 26 inches high, 38 to 40 inches wide. So that's pretty big hosta. So that is their selection of hostas. Oh, now here is where I am going to get in trouble. They have the Pharaoh's Mask, which they got in last week. But then this week they got in this Hawaiian Punch colocasia. And at maturity, what's unique about this is the red, these stems actually turn a vibrant red. And then it has the red veining on the leaf. They got in this black coral. And this is the one I successfully overwintered last year that I was able to separate and plant it. But you can see the black color of the leaf here. That is gorgeous. And then they also have in the teacup, which you can see how the water will collect in the shape of this leaf, and then it will spill out if it gets heavy enough. Do wish I knew if I have coffee cup, which is supposed to be perennial, but it has not made an appearance yet. Really wish I knew if it was going to come back, because for $20 I would absolutely take the two I don't have home. Now they also got in some fuchsias. These are kind of like they remind me of bleeding hearts, but these are a little bit different flower structure. So they have the red and white fuchsia, and they have the more pink variety Paula Jane. So they have fuchsias as well, which would be a really fun pairing with the caladiums. They still have quite a few caladiums left. They got in some balloon flowers. They have the Pop Star Pink. Those are a lot of fun. And then they also got in the Pop Star Blue balloon flower. Now balloon flowers are perennial for us, and these both get to be about 7 inches tall and 7 inches wide. Hardy to zones 3 through 9. Now straw flowers are such a fun flower. They look like paper, and here's an example right here. Sound like paper, look like paper, feel like paper. This is cottage pink, and these get to be 10 to 14 inches tall and enjoy full sun. That would be another great combination if you were into pink flowers, since pink seems to be our theme today, to add to that arrangement that I showed earlier. Here is a darker orange. This is cottage brown in the paper flower, or the straw flower, I should say. Now over here in perennials, they got in some lyrical blues, meadow sage. This gets to be 22 to 24 inches high. They also got in this variety, the rose meadow sage, which also gets to be, well, this one gets to be 22 to 24 inches tall. So here is the rose. And then here is the blue. They also got in some tick seed, double the sun, and they got in uptick gold bronze coreopsis. They still have a few Nepeta chartreuse on the loose, but they got in a darker leaf variety this week called Persian blue. So you have the darker leaf, and then you have the lime chartreuse on the loose. I believe this is a new variety of blackberry, Navajo blackberry. They have two of these. It's a pretty pink flower. And look, there's already a berry. Sweet little berry. They got in some more columbine. They have a purple, and they also have this fuchsia color. I believe this Kong Mosaic Coleus is new. This is a shade Coleus, and it gets to be 18 to 20 inches tall, part shade to shade. That's one of my favorites. I have Kong Rose, but this is Kong Mosaic. Love that. In hanging baskets, they got in some spider plants, some variegated spider plants. And they have plenty of ferns to go around if you like ferns. They have the Boston ferns, and then these other varieties, which there's not a tag, so I'm not 100% sure which variety of fern this is. They got in some beautiful baby's breath baskets. They also got in some of these feather falls grasses. Those are a lot of fun. Here are some Asiatic lilies, Rosata bubblegum. Now, if you were looking for a perennial arrangement for your garden that favored the color pink, then you could pick up this rose sage along with this pink pincushion. It didn't have a tag, so I don't know the exact name. And then this bubblegum Asiatic lily. So you'd have all kinds of different leaf textures, plus the flowers would all be very unique and different, but all in shades of pink. You could also have a pink arrangement with this pink puppy calla lily, a perennial arrangement with the ballerina rose guara. That would be really pretty together as well. You could make a gorgeous pink annual arrangement with these compact red candy sun patience, as well as this strawberry geranium. This would be another great pink and white combination with the pink straw flower, the pink cosmos petunia, and then the white petunia. You could even add in this different texture with this lobularia. If you're a fan of verbena, you could mix the straw flower with this pink and white verbena. Look what a pretty perennial arrangement this would make in the garden. These pink pop star balloon flowers with this rose meadows sage. That is really pretty. Well, that concludes this week's nursery tour of Ace Hardware and what was new. I look forward to seeing what's here next week and sharing that with you as well. For the love of dirt, get outside, enjoy what nature has to offer. Until next time.